We're going to do some polynomial long division here. So we're going to start by putting the numerator, which is the dividend, inside the house. And we're going to take the denominator, which is the divisor, and put that outside the house. So to start these problems, you have to ask yourself, what times this first term is this first term? So in this case, what times x is 5x cubed? Now that's going to be 5x squared. Now if you're not sure that that was 5x squared, what you can do is you can always divide this term by this term on the side over here, and it'll tell you exactly what to multiply by. 5x cubed over x is 5x squared, and that's what we had said in the first place. So I can do that each time on my way down. So the next thing I'll do is I'll take the 5x squared and I'll distribute it. I'll do 5x squared times x, which is 5x cubed, and notice how those match up. That's how we plan this. And then we'll do 5x squared times negative 1 as a distributive property, so that'll make this minus 5x squared. Next we're going to subtract, but we're actually going to simulate subtraction. We're going to change both the signs here and add. It's just going to be easier and we're less prone to make mistakes. So that becomes a positive to a negative. This will become a negative to a positive. And I use the circles just to keep track that I change the sign. So these first two cancel out. Negative 2x squared plus 5x squared is positive 3x squared. And then I drop the next term. And we're just going to keep this repeating this procedure over and over again. Now I'll compare the x to 3x squared, and I'll ask myself, what times x is 3x squared, which is 3x, positive 3x. And again, I can, if I'm not sure of that, I can divide this term by the first term, and I get 3x squared over x, and that's 3x, and that's what we had figured out in the first place. So again, now I take the 3x and I distribute that. So 3x times x is 3x squared. And again, look, they match up. We planned that. And 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. Now we got to change the sign. Positive becomes negative. Negative becomes positive. These cancel out. Good. That's what we planned. 3x plus 3x is 6x. And we drop the 7. So this is going to be the last time we have to do this because there's nothing left to drop. So what times x is 6x? That's going to be positive 6. And again, if you're not sure, you can always come over here to the side and do, what's 6x divided by x? It's positive 6. So that's why it is 6 up top. So the last time we're going to distribute the 6. So 6 times x is 6x. Again, notice they match up. And 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. And I'm going to change the signs. So positive 6x becomes negative 6x. Negative 6 becomes positive 6. Let's cancel out. 7 plus 6 is 13, and that's my remainder. So it's positive 13, so I'll write plus up here, and I take my remainder and write it over what I divided by, which was x minus 1. So the final answer here is 5x squared plus 3x plus 6 plus 13 over x minus 1. And that's a look at polynomial long division.
Okay, so now you want to pause the video and try this problem with long division. Once you finish, come back, see the solution, and make any corrections you need to make in a different color. So I'm going to start out by asking, what times 2x is going to give me 6x cubed? Now that's going to be 3x squared. And again, you can always work backwards to figure out what that is by dividing 6x cubed divided by 2x, which is 3x squared. Then I'm going to distribute this 3x squared here, and you can always do this on the side. So you can come on the side here and distribute 3x squared times 2x minus 3. And that's going to equal 6x cubed minus 9x squared. And that's what's going to go right here. Now I know I've done this right because these first two terms match up. So now we're going to subtract, but again, it's easier to do kind of a simulated subtraction, so we're going to change this positive to subtraction, this negative to addition. Now these cancel out, that's how I know I'm in good shape. And I get positive 4x squared, and I drop the next term. So now we're going to play the same exact game, but we're going to use the 4x squared. So we're going to ask ourselves, what times 2x would be 4x squared? And that's positive 2x. And again, if you're not sure, just come over to the side here and divide that 4x squared by 2x, and you'll get 2x. Then it's a distributive property, 2x times 2x minus 3, so you can do that on the side. You should definitely do it on the side if you don't feel comfortable. And you'll get 4x squared minus 6x. And I know I did it right again because the first term matches up. Then we're going to simulate subtraction by just changing these signs. And I get negative 8x and drop the next term. And so this time it's what times 2x is negative 8x, and that's going to be negative 4. Of course, you could work backwards again. Then we're going to distribute. Negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x, and again, these match up, so I know I've done it correctly. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. I change the signs. I'm subtracting. That becomes positive. This becomes negative. And everything cancels out to 0. And so I'm left with 3x squared plus 2x minus 4 with no remainder. So lastly, I want you to divide this using long division. Bring that work to class, and we'll open up class by checking that.